Here are my 2 points. 1,
if you're buying,
and number 2,
if you're selling, if you're not quite sure where to start.
Thank you for doing a good job as always, and your analysis is spot on.
Talk to Dan Gemus and his team. Find them at dangemus.com. And now, filling in for Dan Gemus, your host, Joyce Blackmere.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm Joyce Blackmere, Director of Sales and Broker with the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. And I have Cassie Baggio, Sales Rep with the team, with me in studio today. Hello, my friend.
Hello. Look at us. We are just
yes,
wiggling
we're just rocking
just
back
wiggling
and forth.
here.
We got energy.
So much energy in this room right now.
Yes.
No wonder they've locked us in here.
Yes. You can't leave until 1 o'clock.
No.
You're
No,
stuck.
You're stuck.
Okay. So listen, Terrion released a fall home maintenance checklist, and I thought it was timely because it's the first day of fall, my favorite, well, not my favorite day of the year, but one of my favorite days of the year.
Whatever.
But it's like 30 degrees out today with the humidity.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
That's why I have big hair.
We'll give you
today.
one more.
Do you have your own fall checklist that you like to do during the fall? Or do you normally do these tasks in the fall or?
Well, I don't know. Okay. I'm just a very random person. You know me.
Okay, so no,
okay,
we
but
don't.
Terrion broke it down.
Answer.
So here's September, and September's almost over, folks. So let's listen into this one. So check your exterior finishes for signs of deterioration, peeling paint, loose siding, cracks. Fill them in. You might get rodents, you might get insects, you might get visitors that you don't want
Sure.
in your house. Check the garage door tracks and lubricate the bearings. I hope my husband's listening to this one. We have the noisiest garage door in the subdivision.
Joyce is home. They know.
Yeah. Check the caulking around the windows and doors for air and water leaks. Definitely,
Sure.
right? Think winter's coming.
Yep.
We want to reduce the drafts, reduce heating costs. Seed the lawn, maybe aerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, Aaron, I just hired somebody to come and aerate the lawn. So buy that seed. Inspect the fireplace and chimney dampers and
That's a
clean
good
if
idea.
necessary. Definitely. I mean, you want to make sure if you have a natural wood burning fireplace that is cleaned out. We don't want to have issues
Absolutely.
with fires.
Absolutely.
Check the basement or crawl space for leaks or moisture. Have a humidifier, furnace, or HRV serviced. I mean, the winter time is the worst time. Just like summertime is the worst time for your AC to conk out. You certainly don't want
Yes.
your furnace to conk out in the winter when it's cold.
Yep.
Clean and test the clothes dryer vent. I think I've only done that like once ever.
Never.
Yeah, probably should look at that again. Check and reset ground fault, your GFIs. Test smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. Typically, I would do that when the time change. Time change for fall is November 3rd. So that's the September list. So I would say out of that list, I do like, I don't know, I had somebody come and recalc the windows and doors last year, I think, and we do the lawn.
Aaron's going to do the
We
rest.
do the furnace. Yeah. So, I mean, if it's something that you can't do yourself, it's worth it to have people come in though, right?
Yep.
Especially when it comes to your heating and all of that kind of stuff.
Before it's too late.
October checklist. October's just around the corner.
Oof.
My birthday's coming up. October 3rd.
In case you guys didn't know.
In case you're curious. Check windows and screens for cracks or separations. Drain your exterior water lines.
Yes. That's a big one.
You do.
Well,
you had an issue with this,
I've
right?
seen that firsthand with a listing, and all it takes is just you forget once and you won't forget again after that.
Yeah.
So
Well, there was significant.
there was a lot
issues there, right?
issues with that.
Yeah.
So make sure to do that before the snow comes.
Clear the lines, turn the water off.
Yeah.
Check your roof, including shingles and flashing, to ensure vents are sealed properly. Check your weather stripping for damage or wear. Check the ceiling around windows and doors for air or water leaks. Again, we want to reduce drafts. If you have a septic system, test it, clean it if necessary. Consider when you cleaned it last. Because again, I mean, the ground doesn't get too frozen here in Windsor, Essex, but all it takes is a couple of really great snowfalls, right? And that's annoying. You don't want
Yeah,
to
and
deal
you
with
don't, and even like you don't want to cause a problem with your septic either, right?
Right.
Because if you get it cleaned out for $400 or $500 versus having a whole new septic for 40,000-50,000 instead,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Check your eaves troughs and downspouts for debris, and make sure they're angled properly. We had some of our flashing, and one of our eaves troughs came loose, so we had Chad come out and readjust it, make sure it's all good. We'd get some ice damming in there, so it's all fixed now. We'll see how the winter holds up.
Yep. And how many times have we seen, they've got water in the basement and, all it takes is some new eaves
That's
troughs
right.
or just to divert the water in other areas.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. A lot of these things can be taken care of with little maintenance.
Yeah.
With a fall home maintenance checklist.
That's it.
There you go. And okay, what else are we missing on this list? We already talked about checking the HRV. Wash or replace the filters if necessary as well. Check for condensation and humidity. Check the GFI. Okay, we already talked about these. They're on the September portion of the list. So lots of things to take into consideration, before the winter weather comes along. And two, if you're thinking of selling your home during the fall market, it's good to take care of these things as well. It really shows pride of ownership. It demonstrates to the buyer that you're taking good care of your home, and it gives them less to
nitpick about.
Yeah, exactly. Nitpick is a good word. Yeah.
Gives them more confidence with the work that has been done. Right?
Exactly.
So taking care of your property is just super important all around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Buyers walk around, they're looking for as many faults as possible so that they can have a reason and rationale for a lower offer, potentially, right? So let's not give them reasons why they would want to come in with a lower price.
Yeah.
That's important. If you're thinking of making a move, reach out to us on the team. You can reach us 7 days a week at 519-566-5565. You can learn more about our team at dangemus.com as well. Our team offers free home market evaluations, free buyer consultations as well. With so many changes in the market over the past couple of years, and a lot of changes coming up in the rules and regulations around finance. There's all kinds of different things to take into consideration when you're either buying or you're selling. And it's important to have a strategy in place so that you're making informed and educated decisions. And that's what we're here for. Yep. We're here to help you through that process so that it's less stressful. Because, let's face it, we really only typically buy or sell a few times throughout our lifetimes,
Sure.
right? And there's a lot of people who've been in their homes for, 20, 30, 40 years.
Yep.
And a lot has changed in the real estate industry over that time period. So unless you're keeping your finger on the pulse, which is, why would you really, right? Other than values, it's important to meet with a professional and get your questions answered and make sure you understand what's going on.
Yep, it's constantly changing, so it's so important to work with all kind of professionals that are currently up to date with what's going on to keep you best educated and up to speed with everything.
Yep.
To put your best foot forward. So
absolutely.
No, it's great.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we have Patrice Surrett from Gold Bar Property Management joining us to give us her landlord tip of the week and talk a little bit more about what's going on in the rental market. There's still lots more to come right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.